Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time is Wednesday. And yes, she's back. Woohoo! Let's all celebrate the one and only, the wonderful Anna Kelly. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. It's so good to be back with you. My last couple of weeks have been kind of nuts and doing some traveling and all good stuff.
Yes, and that's actually where we're going to start. We are going to celebrate all good things, Anna, and the amazing things you've done. You can go anywhere you want with this. You've done some amazing things this last 2 weeks. So tell us about the wonderful world of Anna Kelly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love real estate like you do, right? And so there's always things new. And the biggest challenge as investors is seeing all these great opportunities and saying, well, not great, but lots and lots of good opportunities and being really patient to say, no, not unless there's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Then when multiple great opportunities come your way at all one time, the balance and the time and, all of that kind of goes out the window because they're all urgent.
Yeah.
So I kind of had a little bit of that. I've got 6 properties under contract.
Wow.
And I just closed on a very large, apartment deal that we're going to be really getting fast and furious into taking over management and doing some asset management and community work there. But I've bought a bunch of short-term rentals that I'm really excited about because I think this is a great time in the market to do a little bit of short-term rental investing, add some diversification to the apartment deals, and have some different types of cash flow from the apartment complexes. So I'm really excited about the vacation rentals. And part of the reason for that is my whole goal for life by design. Exactly. So my kids and I, we want to travel at least 6 weeks a year going forward. And we're buying in some places that we can visit that the family all really enjoys.
And one of the places was going from memory, Smoky Mountains, is that right?
Yes. Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in the Smoky Mountains is one of the most traveled vacation places in the country.
Really? Wow.
It's really drivable and close to most states, not quite as far as where you are in California, but it just a really nice family community. Near national parks and water, mountains, skiing. There's just all kinds of stuff to do.
Wow, very cool. So I'm curious, 6 properties under contract. Is it fair to say that most of those are going to fit your short-term rental portfolio, or?
Most of them are going to fit the short-term rental portfolio. Yes.
Okay, and I'm guessing a couple of those might be in Florida.
Yes. So, we had the large apartment deal that actually just closed. I've got a construction deal for multifamily in Pennsylvania. Right. And then the other properties are in Pensacola and Navarre, Florida area.
Okay.
And the Smoky Mountains. So one of the things, and this is, if you haven't heard of this, write it down. There is a report put out every year by rented.com on the most profitable places to own short-term rentals in the country. And what they do, Michael, is they use data, all data sources, MLS, Airbnb, VRBO, and they go out and they look at the price to purchase, the cost to own, and the cost to run versus the rental income that you can get across the country. And they compare apples to apples by looking at 3-bedroom, 2-bath properties. And they say, where's the most profitable place right now to own a vacation rental? And Pensacola, Florida was number 1 for 2021. Wow. And Pigeon Forge, Tennessee was number 2 for 2021. And it's neat because my son, as many of you know, is in school down in Pensacola. So he wants to get really active in vacation rentals more so than the apartments. And so this was a great opportunity to say, hey, you happen to be there at the right time. It's very profitable. Let's buy a couple and let you kind of learn the business, learn to manage. And Smokies is halfway to Florida. So every time we drive down to Florida for 16 hours, a day and a half trip, now we can have a place to stop and break up the trip, enjoy a couple of days in the Smokies, and then go down to Florida. And then from there, go to Texas to see my family.
Life by design. You're playing Monopoly in real life. And I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the apartment deal in Texas. That's been going on. I think you locked it up 4 or 5 months ago, but now it's officially closed. And wouldn't you know, cap rates went down. So, you look pretty good.
It's been incredible. We are the apartment space, as we've talked about a little bit, is very heated right now. When you're talking about economies that might have some pain ahead, institutional investors tend to flock to large apartment complexes in really nice areas as a preservation of capital play.
Correct.
So that's kind of pushed up prices for those of us who want cash flow too, and made it to where a lot of deals just don't make sense. And you and Jonathan have probably had some of these conversations as well. This particular deal had a lot of things we loved about it. So we got 8 years of interest only payments on a loan assumption.
Oh, wow.
That's not bridge debt. It's fixed agency debt. So it's safe. We don't have interest rate risk during the whole period of having to refi and get out and go into other deals. And it's in one of the best school districts in Houston. So all those fundamentals that we talk about, even for single family houses, great schools, lots of jobs, low supply versus the demand, low crime. It's really well positioned for this place that we are in the market where we might have some pain ahead to be able to, weather some of those storms and in a recession resilient area. So we're really excited about the deal and our ability to, handle making money in different ways on the property, regardless of what comes in the economy. And that's really important to me as an investor.
Oh, absolutely. I'm curious. It sounds so, given it had 8 years left, am I fair to assume that the owner probably took and maybe either refied it or bought it 2 years ago? Because they probably had a 10-year period of interest only. Now you're assuming the last 8. So
that's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was a commercial mortgage-backed security loan. So it was a CMBS deal, took 5 months from contract to close because of the red tape involved in getting the loan done. But during that time, again, cap rates went down, values have come up substantially. So we already have an asset that's gone up a lot in value without even doing any of the work yet, although there's still a lot of work left to do.
Yeah. So this is fun. I loved how you started the conversation. You and I are always on the hunt for great deals. We've seen some good ones, not really ready for us to make a move, but when they come, you got to pounce. And when they're great, you move. And I think I will see the same things, right? I'm already starting to see my market evolve a little bit more stress. We'll talk about that in video 2 and 3, but yeah, they're coming, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
And, kind of to that point, we talk a lot about when you're first getting started one rental at a time, you got to know your market really well. And what does a good deal or an average deal or a great deal look like in your market? As you evolve and you invest in different asset classes in different parts of the country, you learn what an average and good return looks like all over the country in different asset classes. And so for me, for example, Pigeon Forge, I found out it was actually significantly more profitable for the things I looked at than Pensacola, even though Pensacola was number one. But when I know that, apartment investors might make 6 or 7% return on your money right now on a leverage deal, and I can see a deal that makes 24% cash on cash, under contract immediately.
Yeah.
It makes 24% cash on cash, right?
Yeah.
And I have a due diligence period. I can go look, but part of the draw for me in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg was the cash on cash return was substantially higher than any other market and than any other kind of asset class right now. And so it was very easy for me, even though I'm kind of new to that area, to know what is average good and what does this area have, and look at obviously the fundamentals and just go, yes. And now I'm buying 6 cabins in the Smokies, where 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was just kind of an idea. But I had started doing some research, and when the right deal came, we were able to pounce.
And that's key. Like, people need to realize, like 2 weeks ago, that's what you were doing. You're like, Michael, I'm in a car, can't talk to you. I'm looking at this deal. Once you found the great deal, you pounced, you locked it up, then you got in the car with your family and you went and saw it. That's what it takes sometimes.
Absolutely. And we locked it up first. We got it under contract, canceled school, drove down in a blizzard to Tennessee, looked at the property, met with contractors and lined it up and said, okay, the time is now, or it's not going to get done. So I wouldn't have been able to do that, though, had the confidence to do that, had I not known what a good deal in every other kind of key market and asset class was. That's
great. Well, Anna, do me a favor. First off, congratulations on everything you're doing. It's amazing to watch. But how can people follow what you're doing?
Great. You can follow me on social. I'm at Anna Kelly, REI Mom, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. GreaterPurposeCapital.com for those that are accredited investors interested in investing in large apartment deals, and REIMom.com for those that are learning about education and want more information from me as a person.
Yeah, go check it out, folks. All that stuff is great. Wonderful stuff. Anna, thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.